This is the natal chart of Elizabeth Taylor. Now, we're going to use her as an example for how astrology works in terms of relationships. Now, mostly everybody knows that Elizabeth Taylor had multiple marriages. She even got married twice to the same individual, Richard Burton. So, right away we see, if we look at the 7th house cusp, she has Gemini there. And it's in the early degrees, which is a very strong, concentrated form of Gemini. So Gemini can deal with having multiple marriages, where you need variety, where you can't stay put. It's hard for you to be in a long-term marriage. So that explains it right there. Gemini on the 7th house cusp, which would make her a Sagittarius rising. Now, we also want to look at where Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is in her chart. Mercury is in her 3rd house. The 3rd house is not a static house either. It's the house of Gemini. And basically it's the house of communication, the house of short-range travel, your neighborhood, your relatives, and whatnot, and your siblings. So basically this shows that she is not a stable person. Her Mercury is in Pisces, which is someone who's very flexible in their mindset, someone who can change like a chameleon. And it's conjunct her sun, almost exactly on her sun. It's only 10 minutes apart. So she was definitely the type that could blend in, change up, become a chameleon, when it came to dealing with whoever she was married to at the time. The Mercury conjunct Sun in Pisces also points to her being an actress, and her being one of the glamorous actors, because Pisces is the sign of glamour. Pisces is also the sign of filmmaking. It's also the sign of movies, and anything that deals with illusion, Hollywood, all of that good stuff. She also has her North Node in Pisces. Now, when you look at her 5th house, which is the house of love and romance, she has Taurus on the 5th house cusp, which can mean that she may have been kind of possessive when it came to her love partners. Hence, her getting married twice to the same person. Chiron is in her 5th house as well, meaning that she tends to take a different approach towards love. Chiron is usually dealing with how you try to buck the system in some type of way. So she definitely was unique in terms of the number of lovers she had, the number of marriages, and this Chiron in Taurus may also deal with her situation with children, but I don't know too much about that, so I would have to look into that deeper. But basically that's an example of how astrology works. Elizabeth Taylor had multiple marriages. She even married the same person twice. Gemini on the 7th house cusp, Sagittarian rising. Usually somebody with Sagittarian rising, they want to live life in a big way. They approach everything in a big way, and they want it all. They want to see if they can just have it all. And she definitely was that type. And again, Mercury rules Gemini, and it's in her 3rd house.